Cool. Someone is trying to call me. I'm sure they want to attend this. Hello? Okay. I would drop it on the Telegram. You're on Telegram, aren't you? This is Rita. Okay, the lesson had already started, so I'm gonna get someone to put it on Telegram if you're there, because I can't open my email right now. Yeah. All right. See you soon. All right. Bye. Sorry about that. So we're going to be going through what we did last week, just a bit of recap to see where we are, how well we're doing, and then we're going to move into HTML. We're going to write a few codes, not too much, just to break us in. And, you know, it'd be great if you have your system all ready to go, because Dorcas, who is our facilitator today, is going to be telling us what we need to do, and we're going to be doing it real time. So if you have any problems, then you can let us know and we can tackle it there and then, because there will be an assignment to take away after today's session that you would need to do. From last week, does anyone have any question whatsoever? As in like, okay, I've tried to do anything and I couldn't. So we can take that now. Does anyone have any question? Okay, it seems we're all okay then. So, Dorcas, she's going to be leading us today. Over to you. As soon as I say I'm passing the button, then something happens to the screen. That's
I'm back.
That's bizarre. Yes, so over to you. Let's do a quick recap.
Okay. The first letdown.
You need to stop sharing and then reshare again to take you back to the page that you want, Dorcas.
All right, ma'am.
So sometimes Zoom just acts up and that's it. Right, so I'm going to send this to this person that's waiting to join.
Okay. So, good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
So let me introduce myself. My name is Adeyemo Dorcas Odola, and I will be taking you HTML today. So I want us to please let's work hand in hand. I want us to make this class interesting and interactive. Again, so I don't want to be the only one giving out. I want to learn from you too. Okay. All right. So let's take a quick recap. Our last class.
You're breaking up.
Okay, I said before I take a recap, any question from the last class?
No.
No question.
Okay. So now, okay, sorry. Now, the recap, the first question is, what is front-end web development? Does anybody want to help with that before I talk? Okay, from what we learned in the last class, what can we say about front-end web development?
Okay, I'd like to try.
Okay.
Okay. So basically, front end web development is like the user interface, is what the users see when they go into a website. Is the screen, is the interface they communicate with when they try to use a website.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you very much, ma. Thank you, Miss. Oh, okay, that's good. She already explained it. Now we all know that the front end part of a website is the part where a user communicates with. Is the place where a user can have an interaction with. So front end web development is just the development, the process of developing, the process of building the front end part of a website. Do we all get that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. So to the next one, can you please tell me the 3-tier architecture Mr. Favor explained to us? Just list the three for me. The one he explained last class. Who is doing that for us?
I would also like to go again.
Okay.
Okay, I think it said something about the first one being the presentation tier, where we're going to learn about HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and it says something about Bootstrap being connected to JavaScript or something. I can't remember, but and he mentioned Angular, React, and Vue. Then it said the second one is the business tier, which is like the back end. And it said we're going to be doing PHP. I think, I don't know if he said we're going to be doing, but it said PHP, Java, C++, and some other ones. Then the third one being the data tier, which is going to be, I think, SQL and some other ones I can't remember, but I mentioned SQL, I'm sure.
That's
okay,
awesome.
I would like to add something. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Okay, so under the business tier is like the logic at the back end that vets and processes the inputs from the presentation tier. So basically, anything that is whoever visits the website, all their input, all their data, is the business tier that processes it first before it goes to the database to get stored.
Wow. Thank you very much. That's awesome. That's really cool. I'm happy to hear this from us. Okay, anyone else before I move to the next one? Okay, should I go on?
Yes.
Okay, so please let's just tell me examples of, from one person, like one per or person, examples of programming language that we know.
CSS.
HTML.
Python.
PHP.
Okay.
JavaScript.
Okay.
SQL.
Okay. All right, thank you very much. Now, the thing is, HTML is not a programming language. Let's not make that mistake. HTML is a markup language, and we are going to treat that. CSS is not a programming language, but JavaScript is a programming language, you are right. Java is a programming language, you are right. SQL is a programming language. We have C++, we have C#, and all of that. Do we understand that?
Yes.
All right, thank you. So can we move on to our class for today?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay. All right, thank you. Now, you've been hearing the word HTML. What is HTML exactly? Now, HTML, the acronym is Hypertext Markup Language. You can all see it from my screen, right? It's Hypertext Markup Language. So what does HTML does actually? HTML is just like the basic structure, the building block. For example, now you want to build a house. You can't just start and just place the house like that. You have to build a of the house. Do we get that?
Yes.
You have to be the foundation of the house. So the foundation, the skeletal system, like human being as an example, before we had our flesh, our color and everything, we have our skeletal system. Do we get that? So the skeletal system of all web pages, all websites or web apps that you see, it's HTML. So that means without that HTML, the website can't come into existence. Do we get that?
Yes.
Okay. So now, any question from that?
No.
No, I can. Okay, I can move on, right? Okay. So now, elements, tags, and attributes. Now, elements, tags, and attributes, these are what we use. These are all the things you put together to form an HTML. These are what you use to communicate. These are what you use to bring HTML. And as once we start coding, I will explain what an element is, a tag is, and an attribute. But from here, you can see from my slide now, I have elements. I have a p tag. I will explain later, but I want to just give you an example. Now, a p tag is used for paragraph in HTML. So a p tag is used for, so all these things you are seeing here is your elements, but this p is your tag, and this align is your attribute. Don't worry, as time goes on, I will explain. But can we all see this symbol here? This greater than and less than, can we see it?
Yes.
Okay. Now this one, this one without the slash is what we call open tag. This one without the slash is what we call open tag. Now the next one with the slash is what we call close tag. Do we get that?
Can you repeat, please? Because this, I didn't get that. The first one,
Okay.
It's open tag? No.
Yes, the next one is close tag.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
So now, majority of our tags that we'll be using in HTML is with open tag and close tag. But there are some elements. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, but you're breaking up sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's the network. I'm so sorry about that. Now, there are some elements in HTML that they don't need close tag. When you open them, you don't need to close them. And all those type of elements are called self-closing tags. Elements that when you open them, you don't need to close them. They are called self-closing tags. Are we together, please?
Yes. Example of a self-closing tag. What does that look like?
Yeah, example. I will treat this once to start coding, but we have break, we have HR, and we have input tags. As we start coding, I will treat them. Treat them. All right, now. So, I think now it's time to code. Are we ready? Do we have our text editors ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Do we have okay, so we'll be using Sublime Text for a start.
Okay.
We'll be using Sublime Text for a start.
What about Visual Code? Somebody's got Visual Code. Does it matter?
Okay. I will want us to use Sublime together for uniformity. So everything will be uniform. Because like the way Visual Studio Code appears is different from the way Sublime Text appears.
How long does it take? Mariana, do you want to download that? How long does it take to install? Shouldn't take long, should it?
I can download here. Just
me too.
Okay.
When I downloaded mine, it took about 5 minutes maximum, so it shouldn't take time.
Okay.
Sorry, I wasn't around for the last class. So which is Sublime Text and which is, are we meant to download it?
Yes.
Yes.
So you're going to download it. So if you go onto the internet and just type in Google Sublime Text, yeah, it would give you, I'm doing the same now as we speak. You will see the link and it will show you where to download it. And then if you're using a Mac, you choose the one for Mac. If you're using Windows, you choose the one for Windows. Okay? So if you log on to, in fact, I'm downloading mine now, and I'll tell you exactly how long it's taking. Mariana, are you able to download yours, or what's the challenge?
No, yes, it's already downloaded. I'm just going to start right now.
Okay. So mine is downloaded as well, so I'm just gonna install it. So we can all do that in the meantime. Jessica, are you able to do yours?
Yes, it's already opened.
Perfect.
I'm ready.
Mine is almost ready. Okay, I'm good.
Yes.
Is anybody else still downloading?
I'm done here.
Okay. Dorcas, where are you taking us to whilst we're waiting? You can
Okay.
show us what it would
Do we
look
all
like.
have
So everybody knows they're looking at the same thing. Download.
Okay. So this is my own sublime.
Are you trying to share your screen?
Yes, I want to do that, but I think the network is doing. I'll do that now. Can we see my screen?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
Okay. So let's move on. Now I'm going to do something. Can you please watch me? I'm trying to open a tag like this. Can we all do the same? Can we all do the same thing at the same time?
So first of all, does everyone have this? Do you have what she's sharing?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
So can I move on?
Yes, please.
Yes.
Okay. So now I'm trying to open a tag like this. Then I'm going to type HTML. Now, okay, let's do something. Everybody, are we together?
Yes.
Okay, before we do that, let's try and save this document. So I have my Sublime text like this. If you want to create a new document, you can just press Ctrl N. That means I'm creating a new document in my Sublime. Do we get that?
Okay, Control N.
Yes,
Yes.
to create a new document.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm going to press Ctrl S to save it.
Okay.
Ctrl S to save it. You see that I already have a folder called HTML. So I'll be saving it in my folder, in my HTML folder. So
what of us that doesn't have HTML folder?
So you need to create a folder.
Yeah.
You need to create a
Just create a folder.
So when you click on Control X, it will ask you where you want to save it and what's the file name. So it's best to create a folder so that all the work will be in that folder. So if you right click on your desktop, you can just create a folder and then you save into that folder if you wish.
Okay.
So if we can all create a folder for this piece of work, you can save it on your desktop or your C drive or anywhere you want to save it, but just have a folder and name it HTML.
Okay.
Okay.
Let us know when you're done. Once you have all your folders ready, the next step is to now save your page, your Sublime text page. Do you want them to title it because it's currently untitled?
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to save it now. So I will be saving this with index. Index means the first page, the beginning, the entry point. So I'll be saving it with index.html. I told us in our last class that whenever you want to save an HTML document, you make sure you save it with .html. So that file will be recognized as an HTML document. If you want to save a PHP file, you save it to .php. But since you are dealing with an HTML file, an HTML document here, we need to save it as .html. The name .html. Let's assume we are building a website for how will I say it? Let me use someone. Okay, let's say we are building a website for our mommy Babajide. Do you get it? Now want to create the home page. So you have to save it with home.html. Do we get that?
Yes.
Let's want to create
Yes.
the about page, you save it as about.html. So I'm saving this as index.html. Do we all get that?
Yes.
So I will save it now. So my file is saved.
I'm sorry, excuse me, I have
We
a
all saved that
question.
file.
Question. Go on.
Yes. Okay. The file name is going to be index.html, right? But
Yes.
as the save as type, I'm getting all file x dot star here. Is it all right to save it as that kind of type?
I don't get it. I
You
don't
want
get
to
that.
Under the the file name, then save as type.
Okay.
Yes, the save as type.
Yes, just leave it. You can leave it. You can leave it as all files. Leave it as all files. You don't have issues.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Okay. So can we continue?
Yes.
Yes, please.
So now, let's do this at the same time. I'm trying to open a tag. Sorry.
Mama.
I'm coming. Now, can we all see this?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Now, the beauty about all these kind of text editors, like Notepad that you have on your system is a text editor, but most times Notepad stress developers. So Sublime it helps. I'm opening a tag. You see that before I finish typing that HTML, it's already suggesting some tags for me. Can we see that?
Yes.
Is it doing that from your own end too?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so I have my HTML. So I'm going to press enter. Do we have this?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So I would like to quickly explain what is this that we are seeing. I already explained that this is our open tag. For example, this is your open HTML and this is your close HTML. This is your open head and this is your close head. Now, this doc type HTML is describing this document as an HTML document and an HTML5 document. We have different versions of HTML. We have HTML1, we have XHTML, we have different versions. I won't want to go into that, so I will not waste time. But the present one now that we are using right now is HTML5. So if you are asked which version of HTML you are using version 5, HTML5. So this doc type HTML is describing this document or defining this document as an HTML document and an HTML5 document. Now this HTML, this open HTML and close HTML, they are the root tag of this website. They are the root tag. So they encompass every other thing. Please, are you with me? Jesus.
Can you repeat that? You are breaking up a bit.
I have a question.
Okay.
Okay, my system is not here with me, so I downloaded it on my phone. The Sublime text.
Oh, okay.
So what's the question?
So can it work? Is it going to work?
Did you try to create the code?
Hello?
Yes, yes. I
Did
downloaded it already.
Okay, did it work? Did you try the HTML activity?
But it's not bringing out these attributes.
Okay.
The mobile version could be limited. I have
Exactly. So you have to type it yourself.
Okay.
But you
Alright.
can just follow and we'll send the video and you can replay that and simulate the steps. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Then I saved my file with index.html,
Yes.
right?
Okay.
Yes. Or
Okay.
whatever. Say for instance, the page
Yes.
about us, it will be about.html.
.html.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
Okay, now, so can we move on?
Yeah, we can.
Oh, okay. Thank you, ma. So now,
So do we all have this
this
doc?
open HTML and close HTML.
Dorcas, we can't hear you in case you're speaking.
Okay. Now, the next tag that we have is the head tag. The head. The open head and the close head. Now, what does the open head? The open head and the close head, it's your document contains, what your document entails. We won't be treating that now, but as time goes on, you get to know them. But let me show you an example of such. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. She's gone.
I think Hita has a question. She asked it on the chat.
Hello?
Can I share my screen?
Oh, okay.
Hello,
Rita, do you want to share your screen?
hello, ma. Can you
I
hear
share
me?
my screen, the characters. Dorcas, you keep dropping in and out, so we're struggling to follow. But Rita has a question and she wants to share her screen. So can you share your screen,
Okay,
Rita?
okay. Let me
If
see.
you click on the share button.
Okay, let me stop sharing my own.
Okay. It's very tiny. I can't read it. Can you see what she's sharing, Dorcas?
Hello, Rita. Can you hear me, Rita? Hello, Rita.
We can hear you. That is her screen with HTML. It's so tiny, I can't even.
Yeah, the issue she has is
I think it's missing a slash to close HTML.
Rita, did you hear that? Rita, did you hear that? Okay. Dorcas is saying you did not save your file. The closing tag. If you do that now, do the
hello.
closing tag.
Okay. Hello,
It's
Rita. Can you hear
Ctrl
me?
S.
Control S to save.
Hello, Rita.
Control S.
Yes, save as. Okay. Then index.
You have to name
Rita,
it.
can you hear me?
Name it. Index. Name it. You know that file name? Yeah. Index.html. Is that correct? But she doesn't have that many information as you do, Dorcas. Favor, welcome.
Ma'am?
She doesn't have all the things that you have. She's only have the opening tag and closing tag.
Okay, so let me do it from my own end so she will watch.
Okay, perfect. She's getting
That's right. Then she should clear the one at the top. Clear those ones at the top.
Remove the ones at the top. I'm not sure. Did she remove the right ones?
Rita.
Okay, yes, I think this is what we all have on our screen now. Yes, you have it there.
Okay. So Dorcas, share your screen then.
Ma'am?
You want to share your screen?
Okay. Can we all see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So as I was saying, now this meta tag, this is an example of metadata. This is an example of it. So this first one you are seeing is it converts your typed characters to a machine readable code. This one converts your typed characters to a machine readable code. This meta name, viewpoint, everything like this, you're seeing it deals with the responsiveness of your website. How your website is going to look when it's on a small device, how your website is going to look when it's on a big device, when it's on a laptop, when it's on the iPad, when it's on a small phone. And all these links and other links that you need, probably when you're building a website, you need a lot of links, probably like all these links now are fetching Google font. So these are all the things you put in between your open head and your close head. So I'll go back to the file we're using. Oh, where is it? Okay. Now another tag that we have in between our open head and our closed head is our title. Now, what does title does? Title just gives you a little bit description about what that document is for. Okay, we know, okay, this document is about your homepage of, okay, ACE innovation. You can see, okay, home page. Are we together?
So do you want them to type homepage?
Ma'am?
Want them to type homepage in between the title?
Yes, my title.
Okay.
So but this, hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
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 So that's what your title contains. Now your body, your open body and your closed body, they contain everything you want to display to your users. Everything, all the codes you are going to write that you are going to display to your user will be in between your open body and your closed body. Do we all get that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So let's move on. Now I would like to do something very fast because I want our codes to be neat. I would alight from my open head to my closed body and press tab. Just make our code neat.
So highlight from head to body and press start.
Press what? Sorry.
Is it enter? Favor.
Okay.
Oh, press tab. Sorry.
It's not aligning. I mean, it's not putting it in the shape yours is in. It's just.
Did he indent it? Did he indent it? It's just to kind of give it a bit of clarity that this is my heading and close tag for the head for the code. Did he indent it somehow?
Yes, but it's not like the way Dorcas's own is like.
Do you want to share what yours look like?
Okay. I'm just going to turn on my video and use the because okay, this is what it is. I don't know if you can see the indentation.
Okay. Did you highlight from? Oh, it's gone.
Hi.
Hi, Favor.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
You have that basically because you highlighted the whole thing. So she said you
Yeah.
should highlight from just head. So you can
From
press Ctrl Z to return to what you have. Ctrl Z.
Oh, okay. Okay, so from head, okay.
Head to body.
Then you don't highlight the whole thing.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, so this is what I have now.
So highlight from head to what's above. You've gone again.
Close target body.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can't see it.
Okay, sorry, I'm using my phone while I use my laptop. So
Okay.
I'm trying
So
to
leave the HTML above.
okay.
Don't copy from there. So copy
Okay.
from the next line and then leave the close tag. Don't copy the close tag as well. Do you want to
Okay.
show us again, Dorcas? Yeah.
Okay, ma. All right. Let me
And
do
then
that
show.
again.
Yeah. So now watch.
Okay.
So she's highlighting
So I will
from.
highlight from my open
Yeah.
head,
Okay.
my closed body.
Can you see?
Okay.
Then I'll press
Okay.
tab.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
You
Open
press what?
head
Sorry.
to close body. Then press tab. Okay. Yes. Now it's I get it now. Thank you.
Okay.
Hello, I didn't get it. You said when you highlighted it, then you press what?
You press tab.
Tab. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Moving on, Dorcas.
Highlighting. So the thing is my edit tag range from
Okay. We can't hear you.
Oh, you're breaking.
Yeah, we can't hear you. Favor, can you help please?
Okay. Okay. I said we have to be treating heading tags from H1 to
Okay. The heading tags is
yes,
from H1 to H5.
from H1 to H6.
H6, okay.
Yes, ma'am. So the first one is our H1. So I have heading 1. Can we all do this, please? I have my H2. That's my heading 2. Please, let's all do this. And let's be fast with that. My H3, that's my heading 3. That's my heading 4. heading 5, and the last one, heading 6.
Okay, so Rita is asking, how do you add the heading? So you just you start typing H1 and it will show.
Yes, H1. Okay, I can type H1, then press my tab.
When you press tab, it would put in the close tag for you. And then in between the
exactly
tag and the close tag, you now type in what you want to call it.
Yeah.
Rita, is that clear?
Exactly.
Okay, she said it's working. Okay, perfect.
Okay. So now you are going to save this. I'm going to save this. Then I'll open in browser to check it. To save, you press your Ctrl S, then you open in browser. And here is what we have. Can you see my screen?
No, you
No, we
have
can't see your browser.
You have to go and select it again. With Zoom, it acts funny. So you have to stop share and then select the screen that you want to show us.
Okay. Can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. So now, as I've told you, you have H1 to H6. Now, H1 is the biggest, is the largest, while H6 is the least.
So
most times, what you are doing, what you are creating.
Did everyone get the same thing? You want them to see their own browser as well. Did you get the same thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So now, as I've said, the H1 is the biggest, then the H6 is the least. So what you are doing, sometimes we determine which one you are going to use. Sometimes your H1 can be your heading, then probably your H3 or your H2 can be your stop heading. Do we get that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So let's go back to our code. Let's go back to our Sublime. So I'm going to just brush through this. Now, another tag that we have is P tag. P tag. And P is for paragraph. Can we all see that?
Yes.
Okay. Can I continue?
Yes, of course. Continue.
Okay. Now, another tag that we have is B. B is for bold.
Okay.
Now we have strong too.
What is strong
but
for?
bold is for a bold test. Then strong is for a strong, and strong is for a strong test, according to its
Sorry, what's the difference between bold and strong? Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So the question is, what's the difference between bold and strong?
Yes, ma'am.
Favor. What's the difference? Oh, it's just a code. How do we differentiate when to use either of them?
Okay. The B tag and strong, as far as the visual effect is concerned, they are doing the same thing. But when it comes to accessibility, we use strong. So when a screen reader is reading strong, it interprets it better as a more important message. So, but if it is just the visual, just to make it bold, we can use either B or strong.
Okay. So
Okay.
the same thing basically, but it's just when we want to apply it, depending on what it is. Okay.
I guess she's having issues with her network.
Yes, do you want to get ready to run us through this because of time?
Okay, let me share my screen. When she comes back, she can continue. Can we all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so basically what she had been talking about, when we need to use headings in our web page, probably we want to write something very big like this big text that I'm about to use. We can just say, we can just use our H1. So let me open this in my browser and then we have this. Are you seeing my browser?
Yes.
Okay, so we have welcome to Rita Store, maybe a big text. Let me make this uppercase instead. Welcome to Rita Store, something like that. Then I have this big text. So there are times we then need maybe a subheading to that same thing. We can use other levels of headings. So that's why we have them in variant, depending on the need. Depending on the need. So I can have my H6 saying okay. Let me just put the text.
The best store in the world.
The best stuff in the world. So let me make this H4 instead. H4. 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 So I have this, the big text and the smaller text. Mind you, this is HTML. This is just writing the building blocks. So we are creating all the content and putting them in place, putting them in their place. So she also talked about the paragraph tag. So whenever we want to write maybe a long text that is going to form a paragraph, we go for this p tag. So it's going to write it as a normal text. This H1, this heading tags basically added a kind of bold layout to it. So we can just use the p tag to write a normal paragraph. So let me say this is HTML class in front end web development track, and we are currently going through several available tags and elements in HTML. So this is a long paragraph. So when I check this now, oh, it's not even very long. Okay. Should I continue typing on this? But anyway, what we basically need is something that we can write a normal text with. So in that case, we go for a paragraph. So you also talked about the B and strong tag. Now, when we need to apply a kind of bold effect on a particular text, so let's say I want to make front-end web development bold. I want to make them bold. All I need to do is just come around it and put my B tag. Come around that and put my B tag. So this will make that part bold. Do you see that?
Yes.
So these ones, we call them inline elements. Those elements that we use between lines, we call them inline elements. So in cases like I want to bold something, I want to make it italic, there are a lot of it. I want to make it italic, I want to make it a subscript, and all of that, they are inline elements. So all these other ones that we use as block, we call them block level elements. So there are basically two categories, the block level element and the inline element. So for block level elements, we've seen H1 to H6, we've seen paragraph. So the other kind of it, the other types that we might still check as the class continues. But for inline, we have bold, we have strong, we have EM for making it italic, we have EM for making it italic, we have bold, we have strong, a lot of it, we have subscript, we have superscript, and others that time might not permit us to be checking out. I think Dorcas is back. Hello, Dorcas.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah. Will you continue from there?
Is
Hello?
your Wi-Fi stable?
I don't know. Once I start sharing, to just grow.
Okay. Let's see what happens. So you can continue from there, and then we see if we need Favor to step in.
Okay, ma. Thank you, ma. Thank you, Mr. Favor.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Thank you for that, Favor. So now we know that we have inline
elements
elements,
block
and we
level
have the
elements.
ones that are like headings and paragraphs and things like that.
Okay. Can we all see my screen now?
Yes.
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 So it has explained the example of inline level element and block level element. So if I open this in my browser now, okay. Now, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, it was saying something about inline and block level elements. You see that both are strong, both are strong. They are inline level elements. That's why they are staying beside each other. Do we get that?
Okay. Yeah.
But
Yes.
but a block level element will always occupy a new space. They will always take a new space once you want to use them because they are block. They are not inline. But inline stay on the same line. But block level elements, they will stay differently. They are occupying different space. Now, assuming you are in a scenario where you're using two inline level elements and they are staying on the same line, and you want them to come to the next line, you don't want them to. Aisha. Okay.
Please mute
You
yourself.
don't.
Okay, carry on.
And you don't want them to stay on the same line. You can use one of the self-closing tag. I already mentioned self-closing tag, and one of them is break. Break. Now, once you open this, you don't need to close it because it's a self-closing tag. We get that?
Yes.
Okay. So if I go back to my browser now, you see that they are not on the same line anymore.
Correct.
Can we see that?
Yes.
They are not, yeah. And that's because of a self-closing tag break that I used.
Okay. Moving on.
So, okay. Another tag that we have is
So are we practicing what she's saying? Are we doing it?
I tag.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I tag for interlinks. We have Q tag for quotes.
Oh, okay.
Assuming you want to do something like, okay, you have a P tag, I am a developer. Then you want to quote the word developer. You can, and Q tag is also an inline level element. So you can just introduce your Q here, then you close it here. Do we all get that?
Yes.
Yeah, so you said I is for italic, right?
Yes.
I thought you said something about EM tag being italic.
Yes. Okay. EM is for emphasis. And it works the same way interlinked works. The same way strong and bold are alike. The same way italic, yes, the same way italic and EM are alike.
Okay.
I'll check.
Okay, so we can see the italic and emphasis. I'm a developer.
You can see. And the quote, you can see it, right?
Yes. So we put the opening tag Q and closing tag Q.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right. So
I have a question.
Okay, what's the question?
The key tag, The Q tag.
Yes.
It's just for quotes. It's about accessibility. Yes. I don't know because you use the quotes normally. Why there is a tag for that?
Okay.
I
Normally,
Did
don't
you
really
get
get
what
that.
I say? Sorry.
Dorcas, can I answer that?
Yeah, sure.
Did you
Go on.
did you
Okay.
understand it? Yeah.
So normally we can just put our quotation mark around developer, but if a screen reader is to read that, it's going to read it as a normal text. So whenever we want to point out something, like want to make it stand out to the screen reader now, so we can use quote. Visually, there is no difference to the visuals. It will apply quote, Q tag will apply quote too. But if it is about the screen reader, we want um the visually impaired to be able to interpret what we write at that place as something important. So we go for the tag that is responsible for it.
Does that answer your question, Jessica?
Did you get that?
I think I don't yet.
So what it's saying is that if we want to write, I am a developer, we can write it and use the quotation mark without putting the tags. However, for accessibility, yeah, if anybody that have accessibility issue, they will not read that correctly. So it's always good, best practice to put the tags in there so that it would be accessible to everybody.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
Yes, thank
It's
you.
nice to know.
Okay, I have a question about that too, sorry.
Okay.
You said when I asked a question about bold and strong, you said the strong is for accessibility, but they do the same thing, both the bold and the strong. Now I want to ask, you said the Q tag is also for accessibility.
Yes.
Now, if you want to put the developer in quotes and at the same time want it to be bold, how would you do it in this sense, in this number 20 paragraph?
Okay. Let
She
me
will
do that
demonstrate
for
that.
you. You can
Okay.
still put your big tag here. No
Okay.
issues. Then you close to
Oh,
still give it
okay.
to still give it the same result. Let me show you that.
Wow. Okay.
Can you
Okay.
see that?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
You can still, even if you want to make it in italics, you can still add your I tag. No problem.
Wow.
You are good to go.
Okay.
Okay. So hello?
Yes.
Yeah, yes,
You
yes.
can continue now.
Thank you for that.
Okay, you're welcome. Now there is a very important tag. Can we all hear me?
Yes, we
Yes, we
can.
can hear you.
Okay. We call it anchor tag. That's our A tag. We call it anchor tag. And what do we use it for? We use our anchor tag to navigate or to link our own page to another page. Are we together?
Yes, yes.
Assuming
Yes.
okay. Um, how do I explain this now? Okay. Now in this my own folder now, in this folder, I have a file called multimedia.html. Now I would like to explain something. This ref that you are seeing is called attributes. Now, attributes are special characters. Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay, attributes are special characters that add more information to your chart. More information, okay. Then the rest is where you want to link it to. So now I've already written the directory of where I want to link it to, and which is multimedia.html. So what do I want my user to see, to click on? Okay, I want to say, okay, oh, click this. Let me see, I want to click this to go to multimedia. So Can we all see this?
Yes.
Can we all see this?
Yes, we
Yes,
can.
but it's a bit confusing.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay. This is it.
It's a bit confusing. So
Yes.
Okay.
how best?
Let me explain that again.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. I said we have an anchor tag.
Okay.
And what do you use the anchor tag to do? You use it to navigate. You use it to navigate to another page or another document entirely that is different from, and you can even use it within the same document, but you just use it to navigate. Do we get that? So now, what I actually did is, once my user click this to go to multimedia, I want you to link me to a multimedia file. Don't worry about that. I already have the multimedia file with me on my own system. Do you get it? And I saved that file with multimedia.html. So I wrote it in your ref. Your ref is the link of where you want it to direct you to. That's what the ref takes. Do we get that?
So you have the multimedia on your own device, on your laptop, right?
Yes, you would have created
exactly.
You would have created a page called multimedia.html, or maybe you want to link it to About Us. Okay, think for example, on your homepage, you have something to do with Meet the Founder, and then you have a page called founder.html. So you now put this link is like a hyperlink. You now put the link there so that anyone reading your homepage and wants to find out more about the founder, if they click on that link, it will take them to your About page. It will take them to your founder page. So you have already created those pages, and then you are now linking them together. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
So once I click to go to media, this is my multimedia file. Can we all see this?
It's loading. Yes, we can see it.
Yes.
Okay. So that's where it takes me to. So that's what your anchor tag does. Do we get that?
Yes.
Okay.
But
yes. So we can use it for any file on our laptop, as long as it's on our laptop.
Yes, but that file is in the same place where this file is.
Favor, you wanted to say something?
Yes. Can we use the same process to navigate to other websites? Probably you want to link to Google, you want to link to Facebook.
Yes, you can do that too. You can do that.
Yeah, let's
take that. So we just write a href and then put it in quotes.
Yes, this all.
Let's try that, everybody.
Everybody, let's try that. Okay.
We want to link it to Google. Who's bold enough to share their page?
Okay. So I said, for example, we can link it to our Instagram page or your Twitter page or something, right?
Yeah. So if you see the example in the chat box, yeah. Who's bold enough to share what they've done? Come on. Okay, Rita, go on.
Okay. Rita.
Okay. You want
Hello,
to
Rita.
see it in the browser? You can hear you, Dorcas. Don't worry, speak.
Okay. She show us in our browser. Let's see. Is it working?
I'm not sure that's actually complete. It's not complete yet. So you have to put the web address www.google.com.
Okay.
Go to the browser. Let's see if it
Okay.
projects on the browser.
No, it's not going to work because there's no content. There's no text to click on.
There's no
To lead us to
text.
Google. So she
In the
to
chat
click on.
box. You say what it is.
Yeah. So
I get it now. It worked for mine. Okay, I'll try and sign in from my laptop so I can share my screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Please do that.
Okay.
Mariana, have you done it? Does it work for you?
Yes.
Jessica?
Yes, it's working, but about Google, I had to write the HTTPS to work. Only www doesn't work.
Okay.
Hey, you added the HTTPS. Yes, that's correct.
What I do normally, I just type the words and go to the link and copy it, because that's the best way, really. If not,
Yes, that's right. That's right.
so
That will really help.
you
Because
want
you
to
have
share your screen?
Yes. Okay. The thing is, you must have the correct link. If you don't have the correct link, it's not going to work. So to be on the safer side, you can just go to google.com, then copy the link in your browser, then paste it in the Rails, and it's going to work. Do we get that?
Yes.
Yes.
So if it's your Instagram page, you have to copy the accurate link that you want to send people to. Okay?
Okay. So the next thing we'll be doing is list. Are we together?
Yes.
Okay. I'm coming. Let me do something. Now, for those that might want to jot this down, I'm going to use this blank document. So for HTML list, so we have ordered list. Ordered list. That's OL. Can we see this?
Yes.
So we create
have
another document for that.
So she's gone.
No. I'm just doing it so you get it. You might just jot this down if you want to. So we have ordered list and unordered list. So I'm going to show you the difference. What is it used for?
I'm sorry, I can't hear her. I want to know if I'm the only one.
Dorcas, are you still there? Okay. I think she's trying to come back up.
Let me if I pick that from there.
Okay.
So the network is back. All right. So can we see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah. She was about mentioning list. Now, maybe sometimes you must have come across it on web pages where you see them listing something, either with bulletin or numbered. So that's when she started explaining that we have two kinds. So you can see something like one, maybe you are trying to have a list of items. So let me just start by saying maybe one, two beans and all of that. So the standard way to now create this list in HTML is what we want to check. So let me just create a long list here, rice, beans, yam, and all of that. So we have two kinds basically. We have the ordered list, and the unordered. So whenever we want to list out neat numbers like this, we want to list them out in numbers, we use the ordered list. But whenever we want to go with bulletin, probably just a little circle or a square or something similar, we go for unordered list. So we are going to start with this, and in the next few seconds we'll be done with that. So we are going to say, just like every other tags, we come by saying OL. In the case of ordered list, we use OL, ordered list, OL. So this defines that we want to create a list. We now begin to put each list item inside here. So I can begin by saying the first item here is rice. I will close that. Go again, the second item is beans. Close that. The third item is yam. I was talking about a store. Okay, maybe this could be a food store then. All right, so ordered list to create a numbered list, and then we have li to specify each of the list item. So this can be as long as whatever we need. Any other item to add to this list, because I can't remember any other. Rice, beans, yam, what again?
Vegetables.
Vegetables. Is that all? All right, so let's just keep it at this and then try to see this in our browser. So we have the list here: rice, beans, yam, and vegetables. So we use ordered list, OL, when we need it to be numbered. So we have it numbered from 1 to 3, 4. So if I need to use bulletin instead, we use unordered list. And in that case, we go with UL, unordered list. I believe we are trying it on our own end too. Unordered list, that is UL. So I can begin by putting my items again, my list items, LI, list items. So I just paste that here to make it faster. So when I open this in browser, I have this order list. So the first one is ordered with numbers, while the second one is with bulletin, Now she was talking about attributes the other time. So in the case of anchor tag now, we saw an attribute href. She said attributes are basically what we use to extend what an element can do. So I can make this unordered list, use different things from 1, 2, 3, 4. And the attribute for that is type. So whenever we want to use an attribute, the syntax goes this way. We say attribute, that's the name of the attribute, equals, then we'll specify the value. That's it. The attribute and then the value. So the attribute I want to specify here is one that can change the type of this list from 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe I want to use Roman figures. So I will just come here and use attribute type. Hope I'm not too fast.
Is it too fast? Do you want him to go over it again?
Please, yes, please. Could you repeat, please?
Yes.
All right.
So let's start with the href, that attribute thing. Yeah.
Okay. Attributes are basically part of HTML. They are the things that we use to add other properties to an element. So we saw that the anchor tag that we use in linking to other pages, probably a different website, is an element. And then we want to use an attribute to specify where are we going. So that's kind of things an attribute does. So the attribute to do that was href. So now we need an attribute that can change this type. So the attribute for that on OL is type. So I just say attribute type and then supply the value. So I was saying that generally any attribute you want to use follows this syntax that we say attribute equals value. This is the syntax. Anytime we want to use an attribute, we write the name of that attribute and then we put the value. So in this case now, the attribute I want to use is type. The attribute is type. I want to change the type of that list. So the value can now be, I can just put A. When I put A, I'm asking it to use A, B, C, D. Can we see that?
Okay.
Yes.
When I put capital A, I'm asking it to use capital A, B, C, D. If I should put I, I'm asking it to use Roman figures. If I put I in uppercase, I'm asking it to use Roman figures in uppercase. Is that okay? Aha.
Yes.
So that's about type, an attribute on list. So we have the unordered list. We can also use the type here too. So I can say type disk. This is the default. Type disk is going to make it a disk. Look at this second list, disk. We also have type square. Type square. So that makes use of squares instead. Did we get that?
Yes. Do we want to, are we trying it as you're saying it?
Yes, it's working.
Yes, all good.
Aha.
Perfect. So how do we know which one to use? You've talked about A, I, capital A. How do we know which one to use at any point in time?
Okay, it depends on what we want. If on our website we want to have the list listed in this way, then we'll go for the type that is responsible for that. So it depends on what we want. It depends on us.
Sorry, because I lost connection on my laptop. So just to reiterate, sorry. So for the anchor tag, the attribute is href, right?
Yes, the attribute is href.
Then for the ordered list, the attribute for that is type. Then you choose type you want.
Yes, you use the attribute that goes with what you want to do. So if what I want to do here is to specify type, I'll go for the type attribute. There are several other attributes that we can begin to talk about, a lot of it. In fact, it will be part of your assignment. Yeah, but for now, we are just dealing with just these two, the href for specifying a link and then a type on our list.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, maybe just to branch a bit, another attribute that can go in this anchor tag is the target. Target. You must have seen it on web pages where when you click on a particular link, instead of opening on that same tab, it opens it in a different tab.
Yes.
Have you come across that before? So in that case, we use target equals underscore blank. So whenever user clicks on that particular link, instead of opening in the same page, it takes them to a different tab. You see that? So that's just by the way. That's just by the way.
Okay, thank you very much. So we now know how to do our list, whether it's ordered list or unordered list. Ordered list is OI, unordered list is OL, right?
Yes, ordered list OL, unordered list UL.
UL, okay.
Yeah. So I think Dorcas is available.
Sorry. Okay, but for ordered lists, that's the one that comes in numbers, right?
Yes, ordered list.
Okay. So we cannot use the type of square for that kind of list, right?
It won't be good to do it that way. It will be good to do it as appropriate. When we want it ordered, we use OL. When we want it to use bulletins, we use UL.
Oh, okay. So ordered is like when it comes in a particular order, like maybe first, second, third, fourth.
Yeah, something like that.
And the unordered is in no particular order, just like the name, the meaning of its name. Like
Yes.
for ordered, it comes in a particular order, and the unordered, there is no particular order.
Yeah, we can have
Okay.
that.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so there are other things we are going to be checking now in HTML, but I'm trying to confirm if she's there.
Yeah, we've got like 7 minutes, so we need to.
Oh, all right. 7 minutes, then I would have said we should take media. You know, on web pages, there are times you come across images, you come across audio files, you come across HTML to place
Who
those
just
files.
sighed now?
Oh, it's me. Sorry. I
Oh
was
my
I was
God.
still trying to digest the type and all that and everything.
Don't worry. We're going to send the replay, and you know, you will be able to have a go at it again. And also the forum is there to ask questions. I'm also going to create a group page for just front end. So it will be our inner space where we can ask questions, and if something is not working, I just need a volunteer from the team who's going to manage that. So if any of you can volunteer to look after it. So if you have any questions or anything, we'll just be dropping it there. Yeah.
Okay. Is it going to be on Telegram too or Slack?
Yes, I'll do that on Telegram. So it's easier, it's quicker. We can just get information out quickly.
Okay. Okay.
Can we move on?
Yes, yes. Thank you.
I need a volunteer, by the way. So who's going to nominate themselves?
I kind of have free time. If everybody if they would have me, I can do that.
Yay.
Okay, let's continue, please.
Okay.
Now, there are a lot of other concepts in HTML, and within the short time that we have now, we should just check maybe one or two others. So I was saying, you come across it on web pages, you see media files, maybe audio, images, or videos on several web pages. So I will have said we should touch that now and try to use them on this page, but we might have to postpone media till next week, because that would mean we are going to be searching for files I want to put, so that I won't waste time. So I want us to quickly check tables. So in HTML, there are ways in which we create tables. Another very important part of it, of course. So to create a table in HTML, we bring our tag table. It's as simple as that. We bring a tag table. Now, we all know that tables are made up of combinations of rows and columns. Abina, rows and columns. So to create a new row, we use the TR. This goes for row. TR, table row. Table row. So I can create a row for name. In a row now, we now want to create our columns. Row, then columns. So in a row, we can have columns like name, columns like country, columns like okay, let me call this nationality, columns like, let's have serial number here, serial number. So these are basically,
what's the tag for that? Is it TC?
TD, table data. That's to define each column. TD,
okay,
table data.
this is going to be in the row, right? The table row.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, so I have the table here, but it's not displaying borders. So we have an attribute to specify the kind of border that we want. So the attribute is border. So I can say border equals 1. That is, give me just one border. So when I check this now, I have that border around it. I have the border. So I can say border equals 5. That would be too thick. Aha. So, but it depends on you. Border equals 1. I have the borders. So I created just a single row, and that is name. In that single row, I have serial number, name, and nationality. So another attribute that can go here is the width. You know, this is seeming too small. Let me remove the attribute. It was seeming too small. So I want to extend it. I want to make it wide. So I can put the attribute width. We know what width means.
Yeah.
Aha. So I can say width of 100%. So I mean this table should have a width of 100%. That would be as wide as the whole page itself. As wide as the whole page. we get that? Okay, so this is our table now, serial number, name, and nationality. We now want to create a row for everybody in this class. A row for everybody in this class. So I'm going to start with myself. I have TR, that's a new table row. A new table row. Then for the serial number, that's 1. For the name, that is Favor Afolabi. And for nationality, we have Nigerian. So let's see how that goes in our browser. So this is it. We have 1, this, and this. So who is going next?
Do you want him to explain it again?
Yes, yes, please. Oof.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's all very simple, very simple. Just pay attention to it now. In a table, we have combinations of rows and columns. Rows and columns. So to create a new row, we use the TR to create a row, TR. And then to create a column, we use TD.
Okay.
So in this case, I wanted a row that could serve as my head here, where I'm using the serial number, the name and nationality. So I have the TR for that. And for each of the columns inside, we create a TD, 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 table data. So I now want to create another row for the first person. So I brought in a new TR entirely, TR. That's a new row. And then inside that row, I'm putting the TD, the columns, Do you get it now?
Yes, I think it makes sense. Do we want to have a go? Yeah? Jessica, do you want to have a go?
Sorry?
Do you want to have a go and create your table?
I already created it, but I can't share because I'm using 2 different computers.
Ah, okay. So you're fine. What about Mariana?
Yes, I can share just a minute. Can you see it?
Not yet.
Should I stop sharing mine?
Yes, please.
Okay, great.
Can you see it now, guys?
Yes.
Yes. Okay,
Okay.
wow. That looks good.
Great. So we can have as many table rows as possible. It's not limited. As many rows as possible.
Ibiroka, did you get it?
Yes, yes. I'm trying to run it on my laptop. Okay. Yes. Yes.
All right.
Thank you.
So I got to know that this is Brazil. So let me just create maybe one more. Let me just copy this and paste that again. So 3 FEB Ronke, and I'm not sure. Let me just put that. So we can have as many rows as possible and as many columns as possible. Because of time, we might not be checking many other things about table. There are things like code span, there are things like row span, there are things like table body, table weight, and all of that. But to not bore us with too much details, let's keep table here for now. If need be, we can still come back to it maybe in a different class if need be. Can we have maybe just 5 more minutes to treat forms?
Are we okay to continue for 5 minutes?
Oh,
Yes.
yes, it's fine. Yes.
Yes,
All right.
no problem.
So the part I want to touch now is what we call forms. Form HTML. Forms is another very important concept you every now and then on the internet we fill forms, supplying our name, supplying maybe date of birth and all of that. So we want to see how exactly are those things created. How do we create forms in HTML? And it is very simple. That's why I said 5 minutes. So in fact, in maybe less than a minute, we'll be done. Well, that was just a joke. We might not finish it in less than a minute. But basically, it's that simple. So I just say form, form. Whenever I want to create a form, whenever you want to create a form, we bring the form element. These are semantic elements. They describe themselves. So when you see a table in anybody's code, you know they are creating a table. It's as simple as that. When you see a form, you know they are creating a form. All right, so this is forms. How then do we specify each of the inputs? When I created form, nothing is shown on the web page, nothing regarding form. So to now supply where users can fill something, we use the tag input. So the name itself suggests that that means they want to input something. So we use the input tag to bring in where users can type. Let me use the break tag that Dorcas talked about that time. So I can just break this and then put another break. Just break, 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 break. Aha. So I have this where users can now type. Where users can now type. So that is basically input. So with input, users can type. But there is more to it. We need to know what is this input responsible for. Now, we can't just present users with empty input and ask them to be typing. They need to know what they are to supply. They need to know what they are to input. So one of the ways to do that is to use a placeholder, an attribute now. Attribute placeholder. So I say placeholder equals supply your name. So when the user sees the input, they see that text, supply your name, and immediately they begin to type. That one disappears because it's just a placeholder. So I have my input and then a placeholder telling them to write their name, supply your name. So when they come here and see this input, they know what they are supposed to type. They know this is where I'm to type my name. So they won't be typing nationality or typing their country or whatever. So they know they are typing name here. That's one of it. But for accessibility's sake, for us to be able to make this website, this web page accessible to even the screen readers, we use what we call a label. So there's this label that points to what they are supposed to fill. So I can say label name, full name, and then it goes that way. So beside the input, I have the name, label full name, and then they can type it here. Label full name, and then they can type the name here. Taking this a bit further, I can bind this input with this label just to mean that they are together. So I can say this label is for what? This label is for what? This will not affect the visuals, but for accessibility sake, we are going to say, okay, this input, your ID is full name. And then I can say this label is for full name. It's as simple as that. I created the label and then an input for it. So what I'm saying is that anybody that sees full name knows that they are to fill that, in the next available input. So when I say input, full name, I can type my full name, Favor Afolabi. Favor Afolabi. I can continue and create another input. Let me put a break here so that it can break. Copy this and then put this here. I can say here I need you to supply your nationality, and then here I can put a placeholder and say nationality. So the ID can also be nation or nationality, anything, and then I'll copy that and put that in the label. So I'll come back here. I have two inputs. Let me add another break so that there will be space. So I have another input, the input full name and input nationality. Are we together?
Yes, Mr. Favor, please, while I was trying to use the input tag,
Okay.
let me share my screen so you can see. I'm just going to share my camera. Okay, I don't know if you can see my
It's quite faint.
I'm sorry. I want to. Okay. See
The
my
type
ink.
attribute. Okay.
Yes, and the name.
Yeah.
That's what came out. So
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
really lost.
I was going to explain that. We'll explain that. All right.
Okay.
Now, in HTML, in HTML forms more specifically, we have different kinds of input. You know, when you're filling some forms on your phone, when you select some particular field, it doesn't bring the whole keyboard. It only brings the keyboard that are responsible for numbers.
Yep.
When you are filling certain fields, maybe password field, it doesn't display the whole thing you are typing. You only represent it with maybe star or circle, depending on the browser. So what is responsible for that difference is an attribute called type. Attribute type. So with type, we can tell our browser what we are expecting for that input. So I can say this input is type password. There are several types. So when I say type password, the browser automatically knows that they are supposed to type password. So it's not going to display it. Do you see that? So everything I type will be in form of secret, something hidden, because of that attribute type. So for a normal one, for a normal input where I just want them to supply a normal text, the attribute is text. So we have input type text, input type
Okay.
text. We have several other types, type password, we have type color, we have type date. So if I want you to select to fill your date of birth, I will just come here and create label date of birth. And for, let me call it for DOB, and then come here, create an input type date. I'll still explain what name means, this name attribute, but let's keep that for now. I'll explain what it means. So I can still put a placeholder here and say supply your this might not need a placeholder since we have a label. Let's see. So I said input type date. So when they are to fill that place, instead of having a normal input, they have somewhere they can click on as a calendar and then choose the date. So if I didn't put type date, and I'm expecting them to type date of birth, they will still have the normal input. So someone can come here and type something wrong.
That cannot
So
be
to now
valid.
avoid that,
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say input type date. So this will cause my browser to give them a calendar that they can easily select from. Do we get
Okay.
that?
Oof, yeah.
I think is the notes to take in.
Exactly.
I should take that again.
We need to practice play with it. And like I said, I'll create that Telegram group. So if you're stuck, you can take a screenshot of it and post it there. But until we get our hands onto this, we won't know. And the good thing about it is don't worry about what you don't know. Focus on what you've been shown right now, because there is more to learn. But let's focus on this and get this right. Then we can start building on top of it. So at least we know we can create a web page. We can create and check it on our browser and put paragraphs there and we can put a list. We can actually create a form, and we can do a table. So let's stick to what we've been shown. If we can practice that, of course, maybe there might be issues, but let's do that first. Okay, I don't know what the assignment is. Are we okay with what we've learned so far?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure. I just have a question about the type 4 on the tag label. I didn't get why use for.
Okay. Uh, like I said, there are certain things we do in our code that will not affect the visuals. But when the disabled that use our page, we need to implement some things to make it easy for them. So this is the meaning of this. When the screen reader is reading this particular place, it's going to pronounce to them that you are about to supply date of birth. It's just for that
Nice.
purpose. Without the 4, this will still look normal. It will still look good. Yeah, to still look the same way. But this will only add an extra ink so that when the screen reader is reading this, it's going to let them know that they are supplying a date of birth. All right, so let me just quickly run this up and then give us the assignment. By introducing just the last type, I can say, what is your favorite color? What is your favorite color? So I can have an input type color. Input type color. So that's the last thing here. So when they click it, it brings this box where they can
Wow.
select a color.
Now that's amazing.
So there are several kinds of input types. Input types. Input type. We have the type text.
Is there a list somewhere of input types?
Well, we will share a resource on that Telegram page just to create it. So for you
Okay.
to read on and on.
Thank you so much.
Sorry, so
Jessica, do you understand why he's adding 4? It's for accessibility. If we
Yes,
put it there, it will still work. But we need to bear in mind that some people can't read or things like that. So
really nice, really nice.
yeah,
so the
best
last thing on,
practice.
okay.
Go on.
All right. The last thing on forms before we give the assignment and wrap it up for today is field set. Field set. So there are times you want to group some certain forms together. You want to put them in a box with HTML. So we use a field set. This is like saying we are creating a set of fields. So I'm going to bring all of the input I've created and put it inside that set. Everything there inside the set now. So I just created the element field set. So when I refresh this now, let me remove every other code so that we can at least see this clearly. Let me comment them out. Aha. So we can see this box that is around this input. So this is just to group it together. And then if I want to give them a label, I will just bring a legend here. This seems too fast, but just get it once. Legend bow data form. Bow data form. So we supply the legend and quickly do that before we run it off. Legend feed cells to group the forms together, and then the legend to specify a kind of title on your form. So we can have as many feed sets as possible. We can create another feed set for another group of forms. They are just part of the things we do in HTML forms. They're just part of the things we do in HTML forms. Is that okay?
Yes.
Aha. So our assignment now. We have seen how to do many things with HTML. In fact, by now we can build a simple web page for ourselves, but of course it's just the blocks. So from next class, we are going to start adding styles and all of that. But for now, we have seen how to build a web page by ourselves. So the assignment is now to create the page. So I'm going to specify the things that are needed on that page. The things that are needed on that page. It is going to be like a portfolio website for yourself, but this is it. You are going to have a part describing you, what you do. So from the beginning like this, you can say, have a big text telling them that they are on your portfolio website. So when they, after filling that, we've not done images, I will have said you should add your image to it. But of course, it's something you can check out. But if you're unable to check that out, you can leave it out. So after that, I want you to write your name, very big too, your name. And then after that name, I want you to write brief things about yourself, a brief biodata, maybe your biography, your name is a Kinikon at Kinikon, is something at something, he sells this, she sells this, she does that. A brief description. So after that description, maybe I should write it out. You are creating a portfolio.
So what we can do, yeah, favor, is to send that email or that assignment out after this. Yeah.
Okay.
I would like us to do image though, because the website would look better with an image or something.
Okay, maybe we should quickly check image then.
Let's do image, but we need to finish at 5 because of the next guys coming in.
All right.
For data. So
Okay.
are you happy with that approach? It will email the assignment, but I think it's best you see how to do images. Yeah?
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
fine.
Okay. So by now we know that anything we want to do in HTML, there is a tag responsible for it. There is an element responsible for it. Anything we want to do. So for now, now we want to use an image, and the tag that is responsible for that is img. Very simple. Img. So once you bring the img, you know that you are bringing in an image. And img is a self-closing tag, like Dorcas had explained. A self-closing tag. I don't need to come here and put /img. No, this is not needed. I just need to put my img. So how then do I specify the image I want to display? You know, in terms of links, when we use anchor tag, we use href to describe what do we want to navigate to, where do we want to go with href. So in this case, we use the src, standing for source. src, standing for source. So we specify what is the location of that particular image. What is the location of that image? So I'm going to do something now. There are two ways to it. That image can be on your local system, just like link. That web page can be on your local system. That image can be on your local system, or you are fetching the image from a different place.
Okay.
So we are going to be checking that of fetching from a different place, because if we are to do local system, that means we'd have to be copying files and then try to do all of that. But to make it faster, I'm just going to pick the profile picture of female techpreneur on Twitter. I'll get the profile picture from Twitter. I'll get the link, female techpreneur, female techpreneur. Yes. So I want to get that profile picture, this profile picture. So I want to copy the address. So to do that, I'll just right click, and then this is it, copy image address. Right click and copy image address. So I've copied the address. I'll now come here and paste it here as my src. Oh, that's long, but don't mind that link. Don't mind that link. So we say img src to define where are we picking the image from. So here now I said I'm picking from this particular link that I copied from Twitter. I copied from Twitter. I said there are two ways. It can either be on our local system or from a remote server. So let's see what we have now on our own web page. Aha. So this is the female techpreneur logo as gotten from Twitter. Do we get that?
Okay.
Aha.
Yes.
So img tag src. So you can do the same for yourself. This could be gotten from maybe LinkedIn. I can get my profile picture from Facebook. Anyway, I just need to copy that address and then paste it here as src. So this will cause that image to display. So that means for the assignments that we're going to send to your mail now, you will need to put image. You need to put your image as your portfolio. On that portfolio page, you put your image and make it as fine as possible. Any question about image now? Oh, sorry,
Yes.
one last thing.
Is that okay? Okay.
There are times that image will not be available. So maybe there is no network. You know, this is fetching from Twitter. So if there is no network, that means this image will not be fetched. Aha. So we now want to put a different text, maybe an alternate text, especially so that when the image is not seen, they can just see something to read. So I can put an alt text here and say, this is female techpreneur logo. Techpreneur logo. Alt is just another attribute. The same way we have src as an attribute. So I say alt, something like an alternate text. So for someone that is visually impaired, they are not able to see the image, but the screen reader will read it to their hearing that they are viewing a logo. they are viewing a logo. So this will make it possible for screen reader or any other assistive technology to make the visually impaired feel okay with your website. Now, if the image is found, the alt text will not be shown. They are alternate. So if the image is found, it will not show that alt text. But if the image is not found, maybe I have a bad address that is not correct, it will rather show that text. Can you see that? This is female techpreneur logo because I have a bad address. So if I have a correct address now, it will show the image instead. Any question?
No.
No.
How do we feel? Do we feel comfortable to give this a go?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks, Favor. Thanks, Dorcas. You guys have been amazing as always. Like I said, let's just focus on what we've been shown. There's more to it. No, but if we get this right, then we can get other things right as well. So I won't worry too much about what I don't know right now. Yes, we'll send the replay. Yeah. And don't forget to, oh, thanks, Jessica. Don't forget to share about these, tweet, tag us. It's been amazing. Thank you, Jessica, Mariana. I saw your message and thank you, thank you, thank you. People have been reaching out. So it's really great that you're sharing your experience. Thank you so much. And it encourages us to do more, you know, and just have a go at this. Hopefully at the end of the program, you have a portfolio. Why not? So yeah, let's do it. Thanks,
Yes.
everybody. Thanks, Favor. Thanks, Dorcas. Thank you,
Thanks,
Jessica,
Favor. Thanks,
Brianna, Bironke, Olajumoke, Rita. You're amazing, and I hope you enjoyed it. And we'll all have a webpage when we're done.
Thank you so much, guys, and have a great weekend.
You too. So
Yes.
I'll put a page and I'll add you all in and we can get cozy and ask our questions as we go along. All right.
See you next week.
See ya. Bye. We're done. It looks like it's a 2-hour session now, isn't it? Oh my God. Even the 2 hours, we haven't finished. But we'll take it one step at a time. One step at a time. Thank you, Rita. Dorcas, well done. Sorry about your Wi-Fi being up and down, but good job. Thank you so much.